All right, what's up? We ready to rock? How we doing? Come on in, man. Let's get to work. All right, we've got 4 minutes and 40 seconds out here to the close and rollover of this 5-minute bar, so we got all the time in the world. I gotta tell you, man, I'm all pumped up this morning. I'm all excited. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm sure you've all seen all the changes at Apex. So, I guess it's time to take them to the cleaners, huh? End of day drawdown, are you kidding me? Sheesh. So, you know, we'll talk about it a little more here, but I'm not going to spend the whole stream talking about it because we've got work to do. All right. Bar 22. Come on, you bears. Pull this thing in. And I will fade that baby all the way back upside. I gotta see a deeper close than this. Wick low of 18. It's pretty far. 75 points away. All right, minute 45 out. Come on, Bears. Suck it back in. "60 seconds. Come on, Bears. So I'm looking for any reasonable reason to get long here. It's got to be reasonable. All right, there's the rollover. It's a larger bear body. Beautiful. Get long. Pop on over there. Bring him up. Boom, right there. All right, ATR 50. Come on now, bulls. Let's fade that thing. So, you know, I suppose here at some point we should talk about all the changes at Apex, huh? Now, quick heads up, you're gonna see some I don't know, man. You're gonna see some people bitching on X on whatever, like a bunch of women complaining about whatever they can find. Not to say women do that. That sounds really bad. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is these dudes who spend their time on the internet bitching about everything when they've taken one payout in their whole life. It's embarrassing, bro. These changes are really good. If you're not getting payouts yet, you have such a good opportunity to take payouts now. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. End of day, man, there's no unrealized 30% rule now. The consistency rule is up to 50% instead of 30. The payout days, you only need to trade 5 days instead of 8. I don't know. We got a bunch of weirdos. But honestly, I've seen that has been the minority. Most people are very excited because it is truly a good change. So I have a whole bunch of legacy accounts, which is the part that's a little bit annoying. So I'll probably be swapping these out over time to the new, I'm thinking end of day accounts, because why not? And then we'll see what we can do. I mean, I'll take my time with it and swap them over. But I think that's probably what I'm going to do here. I think my favorite rule changes, honestly, the consistency rule going up to 50 from 30 is a big deal to me. That's a really big deal. And the 5 trading days instead of 8. Those are my 2, I think, favorite rule changes here. Oh, and by the way, like the deals at Apex, I know everyone's always asking about that. Apex is trying to move away from the flash sale type stuff. So they're going to create like their pricing is going to be super consistent. Now, I don't know where they're going to land, but like where they're at currently, I think is where they might be trying to land. I'm not sure. But it's going to be inexpensive, like all the time. Which is fucking crazy. I don't get it. But I'll tell you one thing. You know how I'm always talking about getting money in the bank account quickly? It's very important if you're trying to go full time. This just made it a lot easier with Apex to do that, I think, in my opinion. Now, you know who's going to have a problem with this is people who basically try to game the system for big payouts. But that's not trading, that's gaming the system, so they can keep complaining while the rest of us make money. Come on now, bulls! Fade that thing higher. Curious on your thoughts on the 6 max payouts. Yeah, so I've seen some stuff about this. I don't, honestly, like, is that across the board? This is all very new to me, too, you gotta understand. Is it 6 across the board, max payouts for every account type? Or is that certain types or certain sizes? Even if it is across the board, I don't really give a shit. I mean, who cares? It takes me 20 minutes to pass evals again anyway. So you take a bunch of payouts, you flip them into new PAs, who cares? You know, you gotta understand, now I'm speculating here, I don't really know. But I mean, let's think about this. If they are to max it at 6, okay, I'll cut that one there, we'll move on. If they max it at 6, let that copier flatten. There we go. If they max the payouts at 6 payouts, right, which they are, what's that gonna stop? Well, that's probably gonna stop these massive, crazy payout record type payouts. Okay? But I've always said from the get-go that I think that that's ego-driven and kind of silly because based on the rules at Apex, you sort of have to try to game the system to even get the payout record. It's really tough, or it would have been really tough, to lock down the payout record trading responsibly every day. Okay? So now that they're kind of moving away from that, they're hedging their risk and making it easier for you to get normal payouts consistently, which wasn't that the thing we've always been talking about doing. So according to Ram, all these changes at Apex are tremendous. And the bear is taking this thing lower, huh? All right, minute 20 out. Let's see what we got. Question, someone asks, yeah, but why do I need to pass the evaluation again after 6 payouts? Why not just start from beginning, $1,500 per account? Look, they set it up the way they set it up for a reason, right? Why do I have to pass an evaluation to begin with anyway? It's called so that they can run their business and still stay in business and make money, right? Which is, I would love for all these prop firms to stay in business because that offers me and you opportunity. If that's what they need to do to make the numbers work, then I'm fucking here for it. Apex is not a charity. Okay, it's an opportunity, but they need to make money. Otherwise, that opportunity goes away. And then the rest of us don't have the opportunity. I will happily spend 20 minutes or 2 hours or 5 minutes or whatever it takes on that day to pass some more evals in the afternoon after 6 payouts. It's not a big deal. All right, let's see what bar 25 brings us. See if the Bears can tank this thing. Give me another trade to take. Come on, Bears! Please don't put us in a sideways range all day. Come on now. So, biggest concern right now? I'd probably draw like this, to be honest with you. Don't overthink it, just draw it. That's the biggest concern, though the bright side is that's over 100 points in width, which is totally fine. It's better than, 30 points in width, but I'd prefer to just tank. Maybe we can head down, stop hunt the Wicklow of 1 later on today. That would be good. I could use a move like that. All right, 48 seconds out here. Someone says Apex previously had their advantages over other prop firms. Well, I think they still do, which left them vulnerable to cheaters. Yeah, the people complaining, which again, I haven't seen much, but there's always going to be a few losers in the mix. The people complaining, I think of it kind of like this. You remember when we were kids and we're playing, backyard, like two-hand touch, but it turned more into like shove to the ground and you're down sort of thing, yeah? Football, right? And the kid who brought the football is kind of a real son of a gun, and he's like, every time he clearly was down two-hand touch, He claims that you missed the second hand, and he runs to the end zone while everyone stands around. It's like, what's wrong with this kid? What's this kid doing? And then you call his ass out, and he gets pissed and takes his ball and goes home. That's who's complaining about these changes. While the rest of us laugh and look at them and say, we're just going to go make money. You fucking weirdo. All right, 4.5 minutes out from the close of bar 26. And this range is looking more and more. I don't know, man. All right, 320 out here. Close of 26. Still in this little trading range. Yeah, ATR sitting at 51. I like the price action. It's just that softball channel happened to turn into a range. And now we got to let it kind of work itself out. Let's get rid of this. We know that that's there. What does ES look like right now? Arguably worse. I mean, we have 25K to deal with on NQ. I'm going to right back into the top of this range, 25K, 45 points away. Range of this bar is, yeah, I gotta wait. I gotta wait for 27. All right. Well, let's see if 27 can give me a nice clean close. It's gonna have to be above 25K to get us above the Wikai at 21 and outside of that little soft bear channel. Sorry, soft bull channel, and above 25K itself, of course. All right, 320 out. Come on, 27. All right. You know, if it closes clean, I'm going to have to put it on. It's got to get a little higher, though. It's a little tight right now, man. Get up, bulls, go. Well, I better pop on over here to the execution screen because we're 40 seconds out. I've got the copier engaged. ATR 55. Bar range is within reason. Going up through 25K. All right. Beautiful placement. Actually, bring him a hair lower if I can. There we go. Take it, bulls. You want it or not? What's up? Say, Nico, you're buying the high of day. You're psychotic. Yes, sir. 5 seconds. Come on, bulls. You want it? Take it. Take it. Oh, they want it! They took it! Beauty. Last second fill. It's always good. And let's see if the bulls can get the job done here. ATR is 51. One trade in, sitting in the hole so far, by the way. Now, bulls, you can take your time, but it would be very nice if we could get the job done here. Good go, bulls. That is nothing. We got lots more work to do. ATR 52. So what's up? Am I getting back to green here, or am I going to be down like 15,000? Let's see. ATR 52. Bulls, take your time. Isn't it hard to buy after it went up 180 points? Nope. I don't have problems with it. I do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it. See, I used to think like that. And I used to not do well with any consistency at all. And I don't care if the market's up 7,000 points in one day. If I get a beautiful ram set up to the long side, I'm putting it on. Away she goes. Sitting around 25K. We'll see if the market takes an interest in Trump here. That's it, Bulls. Go. Well, back to break even here on the trade. ATR sitting at 51. Down just a touch, but staying damn high. All right, 28 and 29, both closing basically as dojis. Come on, big bar 30. right, ATR dipping below 50 here, sitting at 48, 49-ish. All right, bulls, let's keep that pushing. ATR sitting right about 50, 49. And don't just give me a pop. Pop this thing 100 points. Take out my limit order. All right, there's the rollover into bar 31. Bulls having a hell of a time. Let's see if they can speed this thing up. ATR tanking down to 45. Well, I've been in this trade for 16 and a half minutes. And we have gone basically nowhere. Oh, you bulls! All right, there's the open of 32. ATR down to 43. Getting lower and lower and lower. Time for these bulls to get something done, huh? All right, my orders are out. I'm gonna go grab coffee. Be right back. Oh, you bulls! Are you kidding me? I leave for 5 minutes and we've gone nowhere. Oh, whoops. We gotta stay on that screen. This is ridiculous. So I shall sit and wait for 3 hours. God, seems like this happens every day. Been in this trade for 26 minutes now, and we're sitting break even. It could mean reversal. Why don't you cut the trade? I'm not frightened of the outcome. That's an emotional decision. I don't do that. Do I have a reason to cut the trade? Other than the fact that you're uncomfortable that it's going sideways? No. Look, if you find yourself in a trade and you're like, I gotta cut it, you're trading too big, homeboy. You can't handle the emotion of it. Calm down. It's okay. I'm not frightened if this is a loser. It's okay. And you guys claim you want to make, you know, $100,000 a month. Then you're terrified of numbers. Red or green. If you see a green number, I gotta book it up. You see a red number, I gotta give it more room. I gotta move my stop. Come on, man. Is that experience talking, becoming emotionless to numbers. Desensitize yourself to as big of numbers as possible as early as humanly possible. it's effectively impossible to win. I mean, look, life is really expensive, okay? And all of us grew up with a certain kind of preconceived notion of what is like a lot of money or whatever. Hang on, ATR here 42. See if we can get a harder push. There we go, full ATR there. And now we sit. All right. We all grew up with these preconceived notions. You know, it wasn't anyone's fault because they had the same preconceived notions of what like a lot of money is. And where does that come from, by the way? It comes from like, what does the top 25% of 9-to-5s pay? Because that's what, you know, I don't know, 80, 90% of society, whatever, more maybe, that's their reality. So whoever's making the top like 15, 20, 25% is seen at as like doing really well. Well, when I was growing up, that number was 100,000 a year. So if you had told me, hey, you know, you're going to go and in the first year of your, or in the first couple years, let's say, of your trading career, you're going to lose like damn near that much, which is everything you have in a single day, and it's going to happen to you twice. And you're going to be really young when both of those things happen. I just said, you're fucking crazy. Best thing that could have ever happened to me. I got desensitized to numbers early, where the only answer was, I have to get bigger. Okay, the market has hurt me so bad. The market cannot hurt me anymore. I'm no longer scared of the market because I know how to deal with this motherfucker. It's called discipline and patience and methodology. Okay, like it's on. Now it's time to just get as big as humanly possible. So I was desensitized. Now, mine was a little rocky because it wasn't intentional, right? But it worked. Listen, if you're scared of $1,000, I mean, guys, you know, I don't mean to sound like whatever, but what can you do with $1,000? That's like a week of your mortgage. Like, come on, man. Or a lot of people's, or 2 weeks, or, you know, a day, depending on how big you're living, right? You gotta break out of that. You have these preconceived notions that were driven into you by people you don't necessarily want to end up like financially. So why are you following that? Doesn't mean they're bad people. Right? All right, 34. Close up in a minute 15. Yeah, depends on the country you're from. It doesn't matter what country you're from. That preconceived notion, look, the number is just X. If you're born and raised in LA, that's going to be a lot different number than if you're born and raised in Kansas. Okay, I'm sure both can be great places to live. You just got to break out of whatever your preconceived notion is. Because, I mean, you're telling yourself, well, I want to do really well. I want to take the pressure off. I want to live and do whatever I want to do every day. You want to make a lot of money. Okay, then you can't, by literal default, you can't be terrified of losing $300. I'm sorry, but you're like, but that's my reality. You have to change it. You want a different reality, correct? Stop being terrified of numbers. Desensitize yourself. How are you going to do it? I don't know, dude. Mine was unintentional. I just lost everything I had twice. I was like, okay, it's on. It's time to get as big as humanly possible. I've seen big red numbers now. It's okay. I was barely 20 years old, you know, so. Some of you were like, well, how'd you have that money to lose anyway? I've inherited $0 in my life. I earned all of it. I earned all of it. And fucking lost all of it. I just didn't quit. The opportunity here is too great. Alright, let's see what 35 brings. Yeah, it was live accounts, dude. It was real money. How do you think I got desensitized? It was my real money that I earned twice, losing all of it. And you know what? It's okay. It fucking sucked, by the way. It sucked really bad. It wasn't fun. And it was very painful for a long time after that, both times. But I'll tell you what. There's a lot of stories. You know, I know a lot of you guys probably don't like Bill Ackman. But go read up on Bill Ackman's loss story. There's people playing at all kinds of levels. You gotta... Man, I don't care if you wake up tomorrow and you go $6 million in debt. It's gonna feel like the end of your life. It's not. You're good. Just play bigger and come back. The only solution is to go bigger. All right, 35, 90 seconds out. I'm a firm believer. I don't think you're ever down too bad. You can be down bad, but I don't think it's ever a lost cause because all you have to do is come back and go bigger. So what's there to be afraid of, you know? All right, 65 seconds. All right. Well, let's see what we end up with here. It's got to be a clean close. Come on, Bulls. Get it higher. That is ugly. Hesitation. Hesitate. I got to wait for 36. All right, waiting on 36 here. Let's see what we get. Jones, use code BIG. Yeah, so for the 50Ks, guys, right now, the trailing drawdowns are $19. The end of day drawdowns are $29. I'm going to give those end of days a shot. I was talking earlier here in the stream, if you're just joining us recently. I think over time, I'm going to probably swap out my legacy accounts for end of day accounts. You know, not even that the trailing drawdown is such a big deal, but, you know, I like the idea of end of day. It does feel more like a personal account, which is cool. Right, 2 minutes out, here's the close bar 36. Yeah, so after 6 payouts, this is on all their accounts now, all the new accounts. On, which all the accounts are new now, right? I just mean not legacy accounts that you carried over. After 6 payouts, your account, they're calling it, they graduate the account, so you either end up going live, they'll either transition you to live, or you'll just start over on sim funded by passing a new eval. You know, people are complaining about this. I mean, really, guys, what's the big deal? You get 6 payouts, you take 20 minutes, you pass more evals, and you're right back in the saddle. I mean, like, who cares? All this does, and I've said since the beginning, I think that you should be taking the money when it's there and just trying to book payouts. That should be the goal, book payouts. Your goal is to go full-time, correct? All this basically does is put the payout records to rest, more or less. Which is fine. Like we've always said, going for the payout record is cool. It's a great ego thing. If you're trying to make a name for yourself, wow, tremendous. You have the payout record. But let's not pretend that you're able to trade like reasonably and consistently and responsibly throughout that period. You're having to take some gambles to get to that point based on what the rules were at Apex. So who cares? I feel like these new rules are going to have a lot more people taking payouts a lot more consistently. And what's the trade-off here? Well, you're probably not going to be able to take, you know, a $7 million payout. It's like, fine. But I've always said scale horizontally anyway. I've never been sitting here and like, you have to go for the payout record. I think that that's an ego-driven pursuit. And if you wanted to do that, totally cool, man. You're an adult, do whatever you want to do. But that's the trade-off here. They're basically trading those massive payout records to help more people get payouts more consistently, which is the whole point here. I think it's a win. And by the way, I'm totally speculating. I could be totally wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. All right, bar 37. I mean, consistency seems to make more money, right? I mean, listen, I think this is the part that maybe, I don't know, like getting a big chunk at once is cool, obviously. But I mean, if you want to talk about consistently making money, I mean, if you get the payout record once, we're talking previously before all the changes, right? And I don't know, I don't even know what the record is. You get 2 or 3 million bucks. Sorry, but like, you're not set up, dude. You gotta pay taxes. You're left with $1 million, $1.5 million bucks. I mean, come on, like you still gotta work, you still gotta make money, you still have to trade, and did you develop any real consistency going for the payout record? I don't know. Hopefully you know what you're doing. If you got the record, you probably do. But to me, that's not even the most profitable pursuit. Again, I think it's an ego thing for the internet, which is totally cool. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I think that that's smart to go for that if you wanted to do that. But I don't think it's smart if your goal is to just make money consistently trading. It's a different game. This is, it's a marketing game versus a trading game. They still made the money trading. Can't take that away, It's a big deal. Who even has the record right now? I seriously have no idea. Who even has the payout record at Apex? Because they'll probably have it forever. Which I guess that's kind of cool, huh? All right, bar 37, 220 out. Yeah, so this is tough. This is kind of tough. I mean, really, I see this, to be honest with you, but the problem is there's a big risk. Especially with 25,000 in the 20 EMA right here, so I'm going to give it bar 38 and see how 38 ends up sitting. Man, if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate it if you hit like on the live stream. Helps out a whole bunch. While we're sitting here waiting for trades, I know you've got nothing better to do here, at least on the charts. At least you better not. Because I think we're heading into a trading range, man. Oh, let's hope not. Bears trying to suck this thing back to 25K. There's the rollover of 38. Oh, man. All right, let's hope this thing starts moving. I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't you go anywhere. All right. Well, let's see here. Bar 40, 215 out. whole lot going on. I'm curious to see if we maintain a soft bull channel or if we just go sideways here. That's a tremendous difference to me. Best case scenario would be if we could just curl, get beneath 25K and head lower quick. ATR down to 32. It's falling quick, man. See if the bulls can take out the high. We're at about 25.77. Wick high of 35. Here comes the test right now. You know, so my question is here, is this thing just going to curl and tank hard this afternoon? I mean, I'd love it. I'm cool with anything except sticking right at 25K for the rest of the day. If we want to push higher and hard, I'm here for it. If we want to tank, man, could you imagine if we fall off a cliff and get the opportunity to stop hunt number 1? Oh my goodness. Kill it on the way there and through. That's only if we can get away from 25K. So I'm curious for all you guys who trade at Apex. I want to know what the split is here. Just write it in the chat. Are you going to stick with trailing drawdown accounts or are you swapping over to end of days? Honestly, I don't think it matters so much, but I'm thinking I'm going to swap to end of days. I just like the idea of it. It feels a bit more like a personal account. Gives you a little more freedom if you want it. The trailing drawdown, as long as you trade small enough, it's not really that much of an issue. But I'm thinking maybe, because you guys know I trade pretty damn small per account. In totality, it's not all that small, but per account I trade pretty small. So I'm thinking maybe I'll size up just a touch. Still micros, but just a touch. Well, probably still micros. Yeah, still micros, I think. Just a touch in some 50K end-of-day fundeds to make sure I hit that minimum daily profit requirement of 250, and then run it that way. I think that's probably how I'm going to proceed at Apex. Basically, everyone's going to run the end of days, huh? Couple of intros, yeah. Well, either way, man, code BIG will give you the best deal on all the accounts, always. Whatever account type, whatever time, it's always the best. You know what's not always the best is this damn range! Come on, Bears, take us downside. Well, ATR is still holding on to 34. I tell you, if we stay in this range, probably not for long. Bull's having a lot of trouble with the high of day. Quick high of 35. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go hit lunch. We'll see what the afternoon here brings. One winner, one loser so far here today. Now it's personal, man. It's time to, let's go kill it this afternoon. Hopefully the market gives us something to work with. All right, guys. I will see you in the morning. Code BIG. Best deal on any account type. Always at Apex, okay? The deals vary, by the way, but the deals are going to be more sticky. Again, reminder, Apex, they're moving away from, like, the flash sale type stuff. They're going to keep their pricing inexpensive, like, all the time now, which is cool. So, code BIG. We'll get you that. All right! I'll see you guys in the morning.